Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Bogey King. We are glad you're here. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today's video is really going to be focused on those of you out there who are new to golf. Ever since I started a YouTube channel and started playing golf at the level that I have, the amount that I have, I talk about golf a lot, and I have a lot of different conversations with people, and a lot of questions that routinely come up or repeatedly come up really come around, when you're new to golf. What do you do? How do you do this? Where do you go? What do you do? And what should you do? And so I thought it'd be great to just come on here and share a few do's and don'ts with you if you're new to golf, if you're thinking about playing golf. Hopefully these suggestions will help you in your golf journey. One of the things you will find when playing golf is there's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge. And so I hope that you trust me to share this with you and help you in your golf journey. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell. All those things really help the channel. We are a growing new channel, and our goal here at Bogey King Golf is to inspire, to educate, to have fun, and do product reviews, all from the average golfer's perspective. So I'm not a PGA pro. I'm somebody who loves golf, who is getting better, but who wants to share what I've learned with you as I have been on this golf journey. So stick around. Let's get into these do's and don'ts of being brand new to golf. There are a number of things that can go right and go wrong when you're new to golf. But I think that these do's and don'ts that I've compiled will help you have a better, easier, and smoother transition into golf, and hopefully will give you some, guardrails, some, runway as to what you can and maybe you shouldn't do when you're starting golf. So the first thing that I would say is a do and a don't is do rent golf clubs. Don't go out and buy new clubs. Don't go out and spend a lot of money. There are a lot of different options when it comes to golf clubs. And when I say a lot, I mean like thousands. And so it's something that you don't want to just run out and spend a few $100s, a couple $1,000s on new clubs, because if you're new to golf, you probably don't know yet what works best for you and what doesn't work. These clubs behind me are Ben Hogan Apex irons. I actually found them years ago in the trash in my apartment complex. They were being thrown away, and I was able to actually kind of reuse them. But I was playing with a good friend who was a good golfer, and they said, hey, those were blades, right? And I was like, what's that? And they say, well, blades are more for professionals, people who hit the ball really well. You need something that was more forgiving, like a cavity back. And I was like, cool, what's a cavity back? And so you get my point, right? The idea is that being new to golf, there's a lot that you don't know yet, and there's a lot of options when it comes to clubs. And so what I suggest for people who are new to golf is go to your local golf course, go to your local driving range. If they are a legit place, they're going to have clubs that you can rent or you can borrow, and that's going to give you an idea before you go out and spend a lot of money if you really do enjoy the sport. Now, you can go on Facebook Marketplace, you can go different places, and you can find inexpensive options. But again, there's a lot of variations, there's a lot of different customizations that can go into it, and so I would suggest giving it time and renting clubs first. The next thing that is our do versus don't is go to a driving range, go to Topgolf, go to a place that is fun, that is lighthearted, that's not too intense. Go with a friend that's played golf before and just go hit some balls. That's a place where, again, you can borrow clubs, you can rent clubs. Topgolf has clubs for both men and women, different sizes, and so that's something that is easy, and it will hopefully allow you to hit some golf balls in an unstressful, a not stressful place, and allow you to get a feel. Don't go to a 9 or 18 hole golf course and just try to play. I know that might seem harsh, but if you go to a course and you haven't really tried it, you're going to get frustrated. It's not going to be as fun as you might think it is. Maybe it will be. But in my experience, if you go to a 9 or 18 hole golf course and you haven't played before, it's going to be tough the first few times. And so you want, in my opinion, to go to a place first, hit the ball, get an idea of how to make a good club, good strike, and get the ball forward, and then you can go to the course, because it is going to be difficult, it's going to be different. There's a couple different things you can do to get better. One is go to a golf clinic. These are really cool options because they don't cost as much as golf lessons. A lot of times they're in casual settings, social settings, and they allow you to get instruction from a golf professional but in a very low stress, very casual environment. The course that I play at most here, Links at St. Anne's, they have a couple different clinics, a couple different leagues that allow you to go and play, have a few drinks, and then you learn different aspects of the game. And so it's a really fun way to get better, to meet new people who are also into golf and who are probably at a very similar place, as you. And so I think that's a really cool thing. Do not, in my opinion, get advice from random people. As I mentioned before, you're going to find out that there's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions and a lot of information. And so you're going to get a lot of information that's going to, I think, overwhelm you and create confusion or frustration. And so I think it's better to get your advice from seasoned professionals than random people. Now, if you have a friend that you trust, that they are a good golfer, definitely take their advice, get their help, but it's something that my advice is going to differ from someone else's advice. And so that's something that I think is important for you to differentiate and understand. The next thing you can do is take lessons, right? If you are near a golf course that has a PGA Pro professional, you can go and sign up. Depending upon the pro's, tenure and experience, the prices can vary. Usually they're around $60 an hour. And that's going to be, I think, a really great opportunity for you to learn specifics about your game. You can either tell the pro what you want to work on, where you're struggling, or you can actually just have them observe, and they can then give you feedback on your game. And I also think it's something that you don't just go take one lesson and you know it all. You go and take repeated lessons and you work on your driver, your irons, your wedges, your long game to your short game. You really work through it all, and that's how you're going to improve and get better as a golfer. Now, once you've done these things and you feel confident, I think when you actually feel you're ready to go to a course, my suggestion to do here is go to a late day round or a twilight round. What you're going to find at this time of the day, which is usually between 2, 3, 4 o'clock, especially in the summer when it's later or it's lighter later, you're going to have a lot more fun. It's not as busy. You can take your time. And so what I find is if you go early morning, if you're going at the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tee time, there's going to be foursome after foursome after foursome that's ready to go. And they're going to be riding behind you. They're going to be playing up on you, and you're going to feel rushed. You're going to be frustrated. And so playing later in the day is just a lot more casual, and it's a lot more fun if you're someone who's new to golf. So I would really recommend take that time to go later in the day, and then once you feel comfortable, you're playing faster, you can go ahead and book an earlier morning tee time. You should note that on average an 18 hole round will take you about 4 hours. And a lot of times golf courses have pace requirements that you must adhere to, and so if you're slower, they're going to come tell you to speed up. If you're playing too fast, they'll tell you to slow down. So be mindful of that. You're watching me on YouTube right now. Hopefully this video is helpful for you. There's a lot of YouTube golfers out there. What I would suggest is follow the YouTube golfers that are PGA professionals, people who have easygoing demeanors, people who seem to want to help you out. Don't watch a bunch of trick shot videos and then go out there and try to replicate that. One, you could damage the course, you could damage your clubs, you could hurt someone. Really focus on improving in your actual golf game and let the trick shots stay to the trick shot artists. One of the things that I feel is a super, super important do is when you're taking lessons, when you're learning, when you're new to golf, stick with what you're doing. There is no fast fix to anything that's going on. Yes, you might make little tweaks and you might find improvement, but at the end of the day, I can do the same thing on one tee box and I can get to the next tee box and it might change slightly. I might have a perfect drive in the middle, the next tee box, I might hit it off and slice it to the right. That happens. But what you have to do is stick with it and find consistency, and you will eventually see things to tighten up. You'll see your dispersion of your shots start to tighten up, but it takes time. And when I say time, not a day or 2 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like it's months, right? If you're out there playing, and again, it also depends on how much you're playing. Golf is a sport where it is all about consistency. It's all about frequency. And so if you play once a month, you're going to have or should have a different expectation than someone who plays once a week or twice a week. One of the things that is another do is to stretch and to warm up before you play. Now, I don't consider myself old, but I also don't consider myself young. So whereas when I was a lot younger and I could just go out there and just start hitting, I can't do that anymore. I actually find when I stretch, when I take my time, when I go to the range and I warm up and I hit through my progression, which is probably pitching wedge or my wedge game all the way through my driver, I feel much better. I feel more ready when I go out there, and I also don't feel as sore after the round's over. Yes, I know golf might not seem too strenuous, but trust me, depending upon your level of fitness, your level of experience, you may actually get a little sore later on the day or the next day. One of the other things that we'll talk about, or that is a do, is there is a lot of great golf technology that exists. And one of those things is free golf apps to track your rounds and track your progress. You can go out and buy expensive trackers, which I will tell you do help in certain degrees, but I wouldn't encourage someone who's new to golf to go out and buy the Garmin S62 Golf Smartwatch and spend $500. Now, I have that watch. I use it all the time. It is amazing technology. I have a review that's out. I'll put the link in the description below. But I would suggest that you wait and get something that's free and use that for a while. And then if you decide that, yes, golf is the sport for me, then go out and spend more money on a tracker or some sort of, golf computer that can help you keep track of your shots, keep track of your distances, and understand more about your game. Once you get to that point, then you can go and spend the money. I think the last big do and don't here is having realistic expectations. When you're new to golf, there's going to be moments you're going to have a great time. There's going to be moments that you're frustrated. But I think having realistic expectations goes a long way. I've answered this question a lot, talked to a lot of people. You're not going to get up there. Maybe you will, but for the most part, most of us are not going to get up there and hit 300-yard drives. 200 yards, 230, 250. Those are more realistic expectations than 300. I've hit a couple of 300-yard drives in my golf, career. That's not the norm. It's something that you have to work toward. It's something that takes club head speed. It takes strength. It takes a lot of different aspects of practice to get there. And so, what I will tell you is when you're new to golf, you're not going to become a PGA pro tomorrow. Maybe that's what you want to do. Great. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. But at the end of the day, have realistic expectations. And more importantly, I think the biggest thing is just have fun, right? This is supposed to be a sport that anybody can get into. It's a sport that you can do, anybody can just jump in and try it. And it's something that you're outdoors, you're with friends. But look, at the end of the day, have fun. Get out there and try it. See if you like it. And maybe that you'll find out golf is the sport for you and you'll love it and play it for years and years and years. Or maybe you'll realize, hey, this really isn't the sport for me, and that's okay too. But either way, we hope this video was helpful for you. We hope you found some of this advice interesting and informative, and we hope that you get out and play some golf and try it out for yourself and see what you think and see if you like it. So, again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that bell to get notified. We got new videos all the time. We do product reviews. We have some instructional content. We do, things like this that are kind of inspirational and informative. And we just really want to help you get better as a golfer. We are an average golfing channel. We're not PGA pros. And, we're just trying to share golf content from this perspective, and hopefully you find it helpful. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you would say is a do and a don't when you're starting golf. Maybe we can do a second version of this video and get that information out there. As we say every video here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun even if you're playing +1. So until then, again, we hope you get out and play some golf, you get better, you have some fun, and we will see you in the next video. All right, everyone, later.